It was shot by someone from the Hollywood. So to show to you that it doesn't matter what the world is doing, God will always have his way. This fellow was from the Hollywood, not the church. He just said he had it impressed upon his spirit that he must show the passion of the Christ. And it was not going to be shown as if it is just like just a religious affair. And this man, when he wrote the Mel Gibson, when he wrote that particular story, after I had written the film, nobody wanted to sponsor it. It went from place to place for more sponsors, people that will normally sponsor films. They said it will never sell. He committed the first $40 million of his own to that particular project. So that is to tell you that whenever God wants to have his way, he will do anything. That's a film you must watch. It's a film that Satan fought tooth and nail. Because Satan knows that if people should understand passion of the Christ, there will be revolution all over the world. And anytime people watch that particular film, it has caused revolution in their lives. So this time around, you are not going to watch it as if you are going to use it to preach to someone. Let that film preach to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let it do what? Let it preach to you. Passion of Christ. Another film that you must watch. Very important. The Clash of the Titans. How many of us have watched that? Fewer people. It's a film I have watched for almost 50 times of my life. Why? Because when I watch film, I don't watch it like many of us. I know someone, I don't want to mention, I don't want to say it's my wife. Anytime I want her to sleep, just put on a film. Before 15 minutes, she'll be fast asleep. When our children were still very young, and then all of us will sit down and say we want to watch a certain film. After 15 minutes, my wife she's already sleeping very, very fast. Then somewhere along the line, she'll wake up. She will say, what are they saying? The children will say, Mommy, just sleep, just sleep. You know, children, they like films. So, for me, when I'm watching a film, and I gather my children together in those days to watch film, every one of us will take our notebook and we begin to write down the lessons. And after we watch the film, I will now ask them to begin to discuss. And then several times they will ask me, where did I see all those points? That is how to learn in life. You are not just watching film just to while away your time. No. Those things are for real lessons of life. Now, when you watch this film that I've just mentioned, The Clash of the Titans, it's not a Christian film, but it's a film that will leave you changed for the rest of your life. In pursuit of your life goal. In pursuit of your life mission. It's a vision that shows to you that everyone that comes to the world came with a destiny. So, make sure that you watch that film, because when that individual, when he got an insight into the supernatural, and he was told, find and fulfill your destiny. Find and fulfill. So he began to pursue that until the end of the film. And he fulfilled his destiny. I pray for you, you will fulfill your destiny. Let your amen be louder. That is the book you must look for and you must read. These are assignments I'm giving you. Because here we call it a retreat. It's a school. And you cannot be a coordinator, you cannot be a seasoned teacher if you are not learning. The day you stop learning is the day you are no more qualified to do what? Is the day you are not qualified to do what? To teach and to lead. So it's important that you keep learning. You keep learning. You will learn that even as we go along. The book is This Present Darkness. This Present Darkness. How many of us have heard about that book? So the number is reducing now. Only one person raised up her hand, though. How many of us have had, at least, even if you have not read, at least you have had? Kai, can you see what I'm saying now? That is a book that every Christian must read. And I have, apart from having the written version, the hard copy, I also have the audio version. I've listened to it maybe more than 10 times. Now, why do I continue to do this? Because you've got to put yourself on the firing line. On the firing line. That book presents to us how Satan plans carefully, strategically, to take over a city. That's exactly, that is what we call the, how do you say that? When writers, when they write, when they want to write a book, they put down their points, as it were. Okay, that book that's a theme, as it were. That is a theme. Satan carefully planned to take over this particular city. And then God moved in. God sent in a pastor. You see, the secret of delivering a city is not the government. It's the church. It's the church. So when a church is taken over by Satan, when an organization is taken over by Satan, you know that particular community is finished. Carefully, Satan was plotting, taking over the businesses one after the other, taking over the institutions, the schools, one after the other, until he plotted out to take over even the university of that particular city. So you can see, Satan is never in a hurry. He is skillful, he is strategic. So what are we supposed to be? We are supposed to be skillful, and we are supposed to be what? Strategic. Recently, I had to mention to a group of people, we have spent so much money on missions over the years. Thank God, we have reached out to several nations of the world. We used to reel out the names of the nations we have reached out to. But the truth is that, have we really made the impact that God would have expected us to make over the years? The answer is no. Why? Because we are not strategic. This particular work we are doing requires a lot of what? Strategy. That's why you are talking about being an army. The armies don't behave the way we are behaving. No. If not, day one of the battle, all of you are finished. You are strategic. You are thinking of what the enemy is planning, is doing. You are looking at the loopholes in the enemy's camp. Strategy, the weaknesses in the enemy's camp. Because the enemy is also looking at the weaknesses in your camp. Strategy. It's not about having resources. You may have so much resources and yet still lose the battle. I was mentioned to us the time when Persia was the world leader. Persia is Iran of today. The world leader. And they have a standing army of about 250,000 soldiers. Powerful army. Greece was just rising and led by a boy, young man of about 30 years old, called Alexander. Alexander has an army of about 70,000. But they were crack soldiers. Just about 70,000. Now, compare 70,000 with 250,000. So you will see the reason why Jesus was now saying to us as disciples, if a man has an army of 10,000 and he was going to confront an army of 20,000, if he knows that with 10,000 he will not be able to defeat 20,000, what will he do? He will seek for peace. He will sue for peace. He will send ambassadors to go and negotiate peace. Now, but what Jesus is saying in that place is that it is not that you cannot defeat 20,000 with 10,000. You may have 10,000. The other fellow may have 20,000. And you may still defeat the person. The difference is strategy. Tell your neighbor, strategy. Please say it very well. That is one of the things you must live here with. Many of us have been working, but without strategy. Without strategy, resources will be wasted in the field of battle. Without strategy, you will lose more soldiers than you should have lost. Without strategy, you will always be in danger of your enemies. Strategy keeps you on your toes. That's one of the things you are going to learn in that particular book. This present darkness. You have it on your on ebooks. You have it everywhere. It's a very powerful book.